Today we will start with law of conservation of mechanical energy. As we know that in any system the total amount of energy remains conserved. So in this topic we will deal that how this amount of energy remains conserved. First, we will discuss that mechanical energy is the total energy of the system, that is the sum of kinetic energy and the potential energy of the system or of the body. So, according to this law, the total amount of energy, that is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy of the body or of the system, will be conserved. So now we will prove it. To prove it, let us consider a body of mass m. Let a body of mass m. This body is at rest and it is at a height h from Earth's surface. After some time, it starts to fall from height h, and when it falls, let us consider that after a distance x, its velocity becomes v. And as it reaches to the Earth's surface, its velocity becomes v dash. So at Earth's surface, its velocity is v dash. So these are the few assumptions which we have made for the proving of this law. Now the figure below will prove the few assumptions which we have made. This is the Earth's surface and this is a body which is at point A having mass m, and the total height of the body from Earth's surface is h. This height is h, and let us consider that this is the point B. So the distance between A, B is h. So the distance between A and B is x. Then the distance between B to C will be h minus x. Okay. So according to this figure, body is initially at point A where its velocity is 0 because it is at rest. Up to point B, the body travels x distance, so distance between AB is x, which implies that distance between BC will be h minus x. Now to prove this law, we will calculate the energy, that is mechanical energy at point A, B and C. So starting from point A, energy at A. As we have discussed that mechanical energy is the sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. So we will calculate both these energies and sum up them. At point A, kinetic energy will be 0 because at A the body is at rest and its potential energy will be m that is mass of body, into g, that is acceleration due to gravity, and h, that is height of the body from the earth surface. So mechanical energy will be 0 plus mgh, that is equal to mgh. Now we will calculate mechanical energy at point B. Again we will calculate kinetic energy and potential energy. So potential energy at point B will be equal to mass, that is m, g acceleration due to gravity, and the distance between, that is height between A, B is x. So height will be h minus x from the earth's surface. Now potential energy at point B will be equal to half m v square. As we have considered that v is the velocity of the body at point B. So now by using third equation of motion, third equation of motion states v square minus u square is equal to 2as. But in this case we have considered that body is initially at rest. So v square will be equal to 2as. Now substituting this value of v square in kinetic energy at point B, half m2. Here body is falling freely, so A will become acceleration due to gravity, that is g, and s represents the height between the surface of earth and point B. So it becomes x. That comes out to be mgx. So total mechanical energy will be equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy, which comes out to be mgh. As we can see that energy at point A and energy at point B both are equal to mgh. So now we will calculate energy at point C. Again mechanical energy will be equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. At point C, the potential energy of the body will be equal to 0 because it is now at the earth's surface, and at earth's surface the potential energy of the body is 0. Now its kinetic energy is equal to half m v dash square. As in assumptions we stated that at earth's surface the velocity is v dash square. Again by using third equation of motion, which states v square minus u square equal to 2as, and as we have considered that initial velocity is 0, so it becomes V dash square equal to 2g. Here A is replaced by acceleration due to gravity as body is falling freely, and S by h, that is height of the body from earth's surface. So on substituting this value of V dash square in kinetic energy, it gives half m into 2gh, which is equal to mgh. So total mechanical energy at point C will be equal to 0 plus mgh, that is equal to mgh. Hence, we conclude that energy at point A, B and C is mgh. Hence, the mechanical energy of a freely falling body will be constant. So, in an isolated system, as we know, there are many forces acting. So, these forces may change the kinetic energy or the potential energy of the system, but the mechanical energy always remains the same, means it cannot be changed. This law is valid in every situation, means in universe all the processes follow the law of conservation of energy. The figure below will depict this law. Here, red color represents kinetic energy of the system. Green color line represents potential energy of the system, and these maroon color lines represents total energy of the system, that is sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So at any instant the sum of these two energies will remain conserved in any isolated system. Now we will discuss about the work energy theorem. According to this theorem, the work done by all the forces which are acting on the system is equal to the change in the kinetic energy of the body. This is the statement of the work energy theorem. Now we will prove it. So for its proof, let us consider again a body of mass m. Now this body is moving with initial velocity u. Force F is applied on this moving object. As we have discussed, that in the effects of force, if we apply force on a moving body, it changes its velocity. So the force F which is applied on this body changes its velocity. So its velocity becomes v. And change in velocity always produces acceleration. So A is the acceleration which is produced in that body of mass m. Now we can calculate the value of F. Thus F will be equal to mass into acceleration. Now if S is the distance travelled by body, now again by using third equation of motion, which states v square minus u square is equal to 2as. By evaluating the value of a from this formula, we get v square minus u square by 2s is equal to a. Now substitute this value of a in work done, that is equal to m into s into v square minus u square by 2s, and we get m by 2 multiplied by v square minus u square, which can also be stated as half mv square minus half mu square, where half mv square is the final kinetic energy because v is the final velocity, and half mu square is initial kinetic energy because u is initial velocity. So difference between them is the change in kinetic energy. Therefore, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy of a body which was moving with initial velocity u and final velocity was v. So this was the statement of work energy theorem, and we have proved it. Then work done can be calculated as force into distance. By substituting the value of force from above equation, work done becomes mass into acceleration into s.